Hello everybody, welcome back to A Mortician's Tale. Just a reminder, this may have graphic content, so viewer discretion is advised. If you don't like gore, funerals, death, anything like that, don't watch. Okay, let's continue on. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Right, I think we're going to do a cremation today. Oh. I'm passing this note. Hi Amy, thank you for the wonderful evening. I think I already read this. I'm glad to see him go off. Oh goodness. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically people working in the death industry. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. Blah blah blah. Honestly, I find the worst part of dating is people giving the really bad jokes. That's all. Like, oh, I bet people are dying to see you. Oh, clever. When you tell them blah blah. Do you know people weird? Miss you. Oh, that is amazing. Dead meat. Anyways, I don't like the look of this, not one bite. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyways, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. And swinging back. Do you want anything? Yes please. I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru. I don't know any funeral home that will let you do that unless it's for a very specific reason, but whatever. This is embarrassing, but it seems to miscalculated some of her income and I don't have an If I cut you a check next week, I'd be booking it out. If somebody told me that they can't pay you this week, I'd be looking for a new job. Oh, I was actually wondering about this based on observation. Leaving it up to observation. We had actually asked this in class for people who identify or legally change to the opposite gender. And we just kind of said that, I'm trying to skim this. We basically came to the determination that the government wants however they were born. Fraud. Based on observation, do not abbreviate or use other symbols of sex cannot be determined. Yeah. It's interesting. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people come into your office. Yeah, it's tough. I haven't had to deal with it yet. We did once have somebody who, I'm not sure if the person was, but they identified as they and them. Like if the deceased identified as that, but I know somebody, one of the children identified in that way. And our boss was like so confused. He wanted to be respectful, but he didn't know what to do. And he was asking all of us younger generation how to appropriately talk to this person. So that was really good to see that he was willing to do that, to be respectful. And that person also gave my boss some tips on how to be a little more gender neutral when we're doing funerals. So that was great. It was a win-win, I think, all around. But yeah, it sucks that when you have to do the paperwork for the government, it has to be their identifying gender, I guess you could say. Which sucks, but it is what it is. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. I'm on it. So, one thing I'll note first thing, crematorium operators, as I said in the last video, are normally not in the funeral home, and a crematorium operator is a whole other license. They cannot open caskets. I actually had to do this the other day. I had to open a casket to make sure all the items were taken out. And yeah, the operator can't do that. Each pair, clothing, jewelry, it's important to oh. Oh, I'm just popping that there. Remains, click and drag the tag. Oh. What? Place it on the coffin? Okay. Oh, no. Nope. 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 That's not how this works. Jewelry is only removed if the family wants it removed, and that's up to the funeral director. The tag doesn't go on the person, it goes on afterwards, but they are given an identifying number on the casket as to which person it is, plus the caskets are always labeled. Assuming I'm closing the door. Do I need my broom? No. I'm not sweeping out the remains. Okay, and this is the cremulator. Contrary to popular beliefs. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's right. Using the cremulator will break down the bone fragments. I've never seen this kind of a machine. The cremulator is more or less a giant blender that you put the bone fragments in, and I've never seen it go directly into an urn. I don't know if that's even a thing. Boop! Boop! Yeah, whoop, I missed this one. Ta-da! Make sure, okay, so they want the necklace in. Okay. The tag, so when people are cremated, they get put into a little plastic bag, and then this tag is on that plastic bag, and that's your identifying number that yes, that is the person that you think it is. All done. And yeah, cremated remains, there's lots of bone fragments. Things like, I get asked this question all the time, hip replacements and stuff survive as well, and it gets recycled. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Ah, Valentine's Day. What are we doing today? I don't know. I'm wearing an apron. Oh goodness. Oh no! Hi y'all, it's with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. That would suck. Which has happened to me before, not in the funeral industry, but I've been cut like shortly after getting hired due to losing clients. Sucks. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know how it goes. So we've been bought or sold. Either way, soon Hillside Heritage Enterprises, company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image, which is more likely the case. That's it, a family-run business. Oh, that is a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers, at least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you weren't all without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. That would suck. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this note. Hi Amy, I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate a request for my sister's funeral. It was beautiful. Forward to you. We typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor. Hi Amy, I know this email might be a bit odd. Having troubles, reach out. Good life. So where I worked before in my internship, we had like an on-site grief counselor, which was really good. Where I am now, we don't, but we definitely have resources available. A challenger approaches. What? I've been playing a new game when things are slow. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Main character kind of looks like you. Want to start competition? I'm not reading all of her stuff anymore. Keep protecting the earth. Natural cemeteries are becoming a popular thing. Oh, here we go. Union Cemetery is a natural... Ooh. Over $1,000. Green burials help preserve natural resources, blah, blah, blah. See, you say that, but then... I don't know what the emissions are when it comes to making the green casket that you have to go in. And things like that. But that doesn't even matter. Cremation pacemaker, yes. They're actually really easy to take out. And they do need to be taken out for cremation because they will explode. Which the funeral director, who has a class 1 license, it can't just be anybody, has to take out before they go to the crematorium because, again, they will not open caskets. Same with things like hearing aids and stuff like that. They all have to be removed as well. Well, that's literally how easy they are to take out. But, right, they want you to do this. Door. And let's do another cremation. I said, and whoops. Whee! It's like playing basketball. Woo! I'm sorry, I had to have fun in this game. Yeah! Whoops, come here. All done. Ooh, lots of people. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Did you end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's it, just stubborn. What do you want to do after? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? Sounds like a good story. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Well, end of the month. Oh, are you doing another embalming? That'd be fun. Glad to pass this along. Another thank you. I wish people would give us this many thank yous. It would definitely make me happier. Mushrooms. I found the perfect thing. Anyways, oh, this is dumb, I think. Personally, this mushroom thing. Because how do you get the person in the suit? It's just like, there's these pod things that it's obviously a concept, not a real thing. There's no logistical way that you can get a dead body that is incredibly hard to move to go into these stupid pods, let alone where do you keep them, how do you transport them, how do you have a funeral with them. But anyways, things to avoid saying. At least they're no longer suffering. Sort of. Were they saved? They're with the angels now? Let me know if I can help you. Or how I can help. I know how you feel. At least they're no longer suffering. I don't use this line ever, but most people, like the family, will say that. Like, well, at least it was quick. Were they saved? I would never say that. If they say, oh, like this one, they're with the angels now. If the family says something religious, I will then say, yes, he's with God, whatever. But I would never say any of these. Let me know how I can help. Yeah, I don't say this one simply because I always say, if you need help, let me know. Because, yeah, things like this. I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. As a funeral director, I don't want people necessarily coming to me for help on things that are not related to funeral. So I just say, if you need anything, let me know. I know how you feel. Yeah, I don't do that. But sometimes depending on the situation, I'll relate to it. So, oh, my mom had breast cancer. Oh, yeah, that really sucks. I know somebody who had breast cancer. It was really hard. Things like that. Okay. I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation. Yet anyways, it's never easy. Rose and daughters have been asked to prepare a body for a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for a cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want. Yep. Let's take this on if you're uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't mind. Son's will as a continuous burial. I don't know, actually, if even having a will saying how they want to be buried or their final disposition, if that even matters. Like, if you have a legal will. Because even if you pre-plan a funeral and have it all paid and you say, I want traditional burial and I want embalming, your family can then still come, even though you've already paid for it, and say, no, I want cremation. Which, what's the point then? But it kind of makes it easier on the family to know what you wanted. But regardless, more or less, once you're dead, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, your family can do whatever the heck they want. Anyways, I'm comfortable doing that. And personally, I would be comfortable doing that. I just do whatever the family wants. As for an open casket, so let's clean the body. Clean, 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 clean. I still don't know. Like, why would you shave the body? That's just weird. Also, there's no point in breaking rigor mortis here. There's nothing here that needs to move. It's just arms and sometimes legs, your face. Right, they also like the glue. Boink. Needle. And as I said before, this is not how mouths are closed. And there's no point in putting moisturizer on. Tubing. Candula. Oh, did I want this in first? And then the tubing? There we go. And if only the embalming machine was so simple. There's a whole formula on how to do embalming chemicals. Very scientific. Like, legit actual math is involved to do it properly. Most embalmers don't worry about it. It's not crucial. You basically just grab what you think you might need. Pray that it works. Okay. And now we're gonna, whoops, not use that. Oh, right, it wants me to hold. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. Oh, there we go. I still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, you know? Been able to do something to stop it. There's no way to know. You can't blame yourself. He wouldn't have wanted that. I know. It just hurts. Yeah, I know. Quiet sobs. Very loud car driving by. I wish we were closer. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. Yeah, whatever the family wants. I've definitely seen my fair share of people overdosing. Which is usually open, well, not usually. I hate these loud cars. But usually when it's sudden like that, whether it's somebody doing it themselves or just a random accident, a lot of people come up because it's sudden and they weren't expecting it. Ooh, welcome from Chad. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of our hillside heritage. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprise culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way. Can I just say first off that is bullcrap? Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. Probably. No, okay. I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking in all your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. Which I still haven't seen that show. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than a corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after. What do we got here? What is my life? What is the sunset? What? A hernia? Oh, interesting. Sounds like fun. Your awareness of death. There are death cafes. I've been to one that somebody in my class held. It's kind of interesting to just get everything out there. Funeral rites in our own culture is something I'm unfamiliar with. Yeah, this just goes into other practices. Ritual. Nope. Anyways. Cremation again. Below are the details of our next client. Ensure you follow the request specifications exactly. After you're done, I'll review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Oh, goodness. Agreeing to take Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated. I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Well, she's looking pretty good for a bike accident. Body for cremation. Place tag. Is that it? I'm pretty sure I didn't mention it before. Jewelry and stuff like that. I know I said can be cremated, but what happens is it gets melted down into a little piece of metal, and then oftentimes just thrown out because it's not cremated remains, so they won't put it back in. So it's always advisable to put the jewelry in. Come on. Oh, right. To place the jewelry in afterwards, because then then it's still there with them. I'm trying. Get in there, Bones. See. Or there was this one crematorium that I had the pleasure of sunning people to. Okay, I was trying to read that. They would actually bury all of the things that they would normally throw out just because there might have possibly been cremated remains on it. So to be respectful, they would just bury it all in common ground, which is very nice. She was always so careful, wore her helmet, signals, used the bike lanes. Some drivers need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happened to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them without knowing about the legal ramifications. Yeah, after all, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Should we do a vigil? Careless drivers. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine to binge watch something right now. Yep. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No thanks, I mean, but no, I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if she saw others saw the things we have. I'm so glad it was cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. March 24th. It's been almost a month. Did we have nobody die in that month or what? Rules and codes of conduct. Charlie needed drink. Beer after work? Yes. I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry ever. Hello! As stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while on any premises belonging to Hillside Heritage. Uniform. Ooh, strict dress code. No tattoos to be visible. covered in hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. Yeah. Additionally, food is no longer... What? Oh. Instead, encourage them to purchase sandwiches and stuff. Catering concepts. So, I did work at a cemetery that was part of a huge corporation. Most funeral homes have some sort of a uniform. The one I'm in right now does. The one that I was in before mostly did. We could wear whatever was professional. So blazer pants didn't matter what color unless it was a funeral. Actually, the big corporation that I worked for at the cemetery didn't have a dress code. Or they did, but nobody followed it. Tattoos usually do need to be covered. Where I work right now, it's not a big deal. Everybody has tattoos these days. I'm like the only person in the building who doesn't, basically. This is terrible. This is honestly one of the main reasons that I've worked at the last 2 places that I've worked at. Because when I was at the cemetery, I was on commission. And in order to make my rent, I had to upsell the customers, which is awful. If they don't need a premium package, why would I give them a premium package? I don't think it's right. And I'm not on commission anymore. I don't have any sales goals, and I will never work in another place that will force me to have sales goals, because this isn't right. It's just not right. And food is no longer allowed to be brought in. A lot of places have catering companies anyways. It makes it easier on us. It makes it easier on the family to just have it catered. Right now, with COVID, we can't offer food anyways, but if they wanted to, I'm sure, if so-and-so had a cooked meal that they loved and somebody brought it in, it'd be fine. But I mean, also, kind of part of this is, at least if it's catered, there's insurance if anything goes horribly wrong. Anyways, it doesn't call me Charlie. I reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at a hillside can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not. Interesting. As they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose traditional burial packages instead. Interesting. Because basically, the difference in a green burial is a casket usually doesn't have staples in it. There's all kinds from, a couple $100 to a couple $1,000, and no embalming. So I don't see what the difference is, but whatever. Just saw a video. Like a human being, Charlie, a human being. Funeral homes. What is it? Why do it? Da, da, da. Why people do it. Da, da, da. More economical. Yeah, I think honestly at this point it is so difficult for somebody to do it themselves that it makes sense to go to a funeral home. You can totally go and pick up a body and have it cremated yourself. How do you get the paperwork? Because for me, it's a click of a button. And, I can just do it versus somebody, just a family member. You have to think, how are you going to get the paperwork? How do you know if you're doing it right? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to do it that way. Whoops. Charlotte. I'm proud to announce that Hillside received a contract with the city. Ah, that's good. This is an important revenue stream, as I'm sure I don't need to explain. Today is being paid decent wage. Cremation is preferred. Oh no. Will be handled to middle-aged man, possibly homeless. No. If it's an unclaimed body, you cannot cremate it. From what I know, anyways. Because if somebody comes out of the woodworks and claims the body, there's no body. I would think that is a huge liability. need to prep. He doesn't seem to have any bail. You footballs. Always check for pacemaker. Always check their pockets. Oops, right. Oh, I missed. Ugh. I would never do this in real life, but the game lets me, so. Whee! Yeah! Why would you even present it? If it's an unclaimed body, it's the government paying for it, so there wouldn't be anybody. You wouldn't set it up. April 9th. I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. I've been playing for a bit longer than I was originally intending to. I thought it was gonna end sometime soon, but I guess not. Home funeral home. What? Oh, please read. Right, upselling. Oh, that makes me so mad. I want to read this now. Considering the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready. Just don't want to be sure. Proper send off. I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through traditional funeral package. I promise you, your wife's funeral with us will be beautiful, intimate. After that, the end of embalming will allow us to view your wife, ensuring everybody can see her. Food. Whoop. Okay, we'll do it. Thanks for considering us. I mean, in this case, I know that they're just doing it for the money, but they're almost right. I would totally ask about doing a home funeral. But I would still recommend in a case like this that we take them to the funeral home, wash the body, set the features, and probably embalm, because they're saying where she's here until she's ready to be buried. This concerns me because if it's going to be a casket burial, yeah. I don't know how long this is, and that would be of concern to me that the wife is home. The family is probably not going to do well to have the wife home and standing there for potentially a long period of time. So I would ask him what this timeline is. But otherwise, I mean, I've never done a home burial, but I totally do it. But yeah, I would recommend that we would pick her up, wash her, embalm her, everything, get everything set up, and then bring her back to the house. But anyways, I'm gonna end this episode here. I am still enjoying this game, which is awesome. I thought honestly that at the end of that month where she said that she was selling, that was going to be it. It looks like some stuff is going to happen because we're a corporation now. And don't ever feel like corporate funeral homes are bad. They still have kind, caring people who want to do a good job. It's just a matter of some policies and procedures aren't the best, such as upselling. I don't think is something that is totally necessary. But obviously some people will upsell anyways, no matter what industry you're in. But I know a lot of good people who work at corporate funeral homes, and they want to do this because they want to help families. So I would never suggest going against one over another. I'm sure there's lots of mom and pop shops out there that are not the best. So yeah, always weigh your options, do a lot of research as best you can, and ask a lot of questions. And I think that's the best thing that you can do. Anyways, So long for this episode, and I'll see you guys next week for another one. Bye!